On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And this is your number one resource for obituaries.
Obituaries, history, science, death, comedy.
Obituaries, science, death. Obituaries, science,
death.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Geoffs. Happy freaking Thursday, man.
Happy freaking Thursday. Happy freaking August.
Happy August. It's almost your birthday.
I know, my birthday's on Monday. Boo. Birthdays should only be on the weekends.
Fridays or Saturdays. But that's how I feel about so many things. Like Halloween, I think, should be the last Saturday of the month, always.
Why can we do that with like Thanksgiving?
But we can't do it with Halloween.
Yeah, I hate that too. And I'm sure all the parents listening are like, yeah, I don't want to fucking take my kids out on a school night.
It's Wednesday. What do you mean I have to take? Well, actually, I think Halloween is on a Saturday this year, which is exciting.
Oh, hell yeah. Party fucking time.
Party freaking time, man. We already have kind of ideas for our costumes, but I feel like we should do a separate costume for that episode of Obituary.
Let's do it. I think
because we'll be in person.
Together.
Yeah, I think so. So really excited about that. Okay, I was trying to give like news reporter a little bit in the beginning because we just watched Disclosure Day last night.
Oh, Cisco saw it and hated it.
Cisco hates everything.
Okay. Okay.
Notorious.
Okay, yeah. He's hard to impress.
Yeah, he is. He came home when we were at your house the other day and he's like, well, I just saw Toy Story. Hated it. But
I forgot. Took his mom to see it.
Yeah, it was cute. I thought it was good. I liked it. It was like, I can't sit through a long movie. You guys know that about me. Mm-hmm. But I did. I sat there and watched the whole damn thing. I liked it personally. I don't think it has great reviews. It's a Steven Spielberg film. I don't know. It was like a good action movie.
Okay.
It was going the whole time. I was into it, so I liked it. It was cool because it kind of, the whole premise of the film is like exposing the aliens, and they're like they're going to release footage of alien contact.
Is it like a reality doc?
No.
Kind of thing? No. Okay.
No. It's like a movie. There's also Age of Disclosure, which was a documentary.
Okay.
And that was real. That was based on like files and archives that have been released. But this was interesting because it was interesting to think about like what humanity's reaction will be once we do have videos coming out of aliens and whatnot.
We're not going to be, I've seen this argument online, we're not going to be as freaked out as we once would have been.
I agree with that sentiment, but the champ brought up a really good point, which is religion.
Oh, I didn't think that is a great point.
So much of humanity is like obviously religious and have this faith and believe things have been designed a certain way. So if aliens come, it kind of debunks and at least throws a wrench in all of that. So I think it would be a little more complicated and layered.
True.
Than we'd maybe think, because
So
I think
true.
so much crazy shit has happened that like even now when UFO videos get released from the government and stuff, we're like, okay, tell me when there's a little gray guy walking off of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like with AI, with everything, you're like, that's not real.
I know.
Oh.
But then part of me feels like, okay, have they been like testing us? Are they going to like soft launch AI videos to like see what the reaction would be and then do it? You know what I mean?
I don't know, but you know a great alien movie is?
Alf.
Oh, love Alf. Oh my God, love Alf. No, Spice World. Don't you remember?
You know what's coming to theaters?
Is it?
They're talking about doing like an actual release. It's either coming to theaters or streaming, or they're doing something with it. I just saw something on that and I would love to go. Obviously, you have to be Ginger Spice right now.
I know. Fuck. I was a baby, but.
I know. Sorry. That's me now. So.
Okay, fine. Actually, okay, another Halloween costume to think about.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like the Champ could be a good Posh Spice. I feel like Cisco could be Scary Spice. Mm-hmm. Who else is missing? Leah.
Yeah, I feel like she wears those pants too.
And then Alyssa.
No, Alyssa could be Scary Spice. She looks so good in leopard.
She does.
And Cisco will never dress up.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Film Corner.
Film Corner, I do want to say I've talked about the movie theater by us before, how it is like stuck in the 1980s. And it is like everybody who works there has long hair and the movies are cheap. It's a total gamble when you go, whether the theater's even going to work. Cisco goes like once a week. Last time he was there, he had to go remind the people to turn the movie on because he was sitting there for like 15 minutes. And then yesterday he went, and it is the hottest day we have experienced in Southern California this year. It was so hot, kind of humid too. He got home. He's like all sweaty. He's like, the AC didn't work.
Oh, I would have left because I'm in a movie theater because I want that AC pumping. I could not sit there through that.
I know. But while he was gone, I was walking the dogs. And usually I listen to something. But I was like, God, I have to clear out my voicemails. And then I realized I have every single voicemail saved from you. And I was listening to them laughing. And I was like, I think the Geoffs need to experience a voicemail from Spencer, if you don't mind, Spence.
Sure. Fuck it.
Let's start off. I've got about 10 of them. Okay.
Oh, God.
Hi, it's me. You keep accidentally pressing the wrong button. You keep pressing the wrong one.
That's because I kept hanging up on you. Or declining your call. Okay. Let's see what this one is.
Oh, really? Oh, really? You're not going to answer the phone for me, you fucking bitch.
Okay.
Oh, really? You want to talk about nothing?
Here's a song.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get better. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier.
Love.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, that is just lovely. So, what? What now? What now? Just come on.
He really goes through it when I don't answer.
Yeah.
Hi, Pepperoni. It's Machoons. Call me back.
Oh, here's a serious one.
Hey, Madison. It's Spencer Henry. Give me a call back when you get a chance. All right. Talk soon.
There's a couple mistake ones. Here's delusional.
Hey, gorgeous girl, my bestie. Just calling, just checking on you, see how you're doing. I'm so proud of you for going to Orange Theory. It's just like, honestly, so impressive. And I'm just so proud of you. Hope you're kicking ass out there today. Talk soon. Mwah.
Not the kiss. Not the kiss. God, there's so many more. I could do a part 2 and 3.
I'd be filling that voicemail box.
You really are. And I can't
But who
delete.
else?
I can't delete any of them. I just can't. I love them.
I'm not going to die.
Yes, you are. We all are.
True. And speaking of, actually, morbid transition, there is the past 3 nights when I've been going to sleep, there was this woman who popped up on my TikTok, and her name is Where Did Bex Go?
I swear on everything.
Swear.
I have watched every single one of her videos. She
Same.
popped up a couple days ago, and she's doing Made this Saturday.
This Saturday at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm so glad we can talk about this because
me too.
She has such a comforting voice. I really liked her videos.
She's giving kind of like Lorelai vibes and kind of like, I don't know. She's lovely and she's really out there just educating the masses on MAID and doing, medically assisted death. What is that? What it stands for? Medically assisted.
No, medical assistance in dying, I think.
Yes, medical assistance in dying or death with dignity. I mean, we've given all the acronyms, all the names.
Yes.
We've talked about it many a time on the show. But she has early onset Alzheimer's, and she is 46 years old,
no,
I believe, or she was 46 when she was diagnosed.
Yes, now she's 49, I think, or 50.
It's heartbreaking. Like, I fully have like cried watching her before. It's just like, oh my God, I can't imagine experiencing that and going through it. But like, she does have this sense of relief. But it's interesting because it really makes you think about mortality, because I was like watching it thinking about, she talks about like scheduling it and then rescheduling it, and she's like, well, actually I'm going to do something with friends and then my ex, and so I pushed it out or whatever. But then she like brought it sooner. She was talking to her palliative care nurses and she was saying like, they were asking her, I guess, like, well, when would you want to go? And she's like, now.
Yeah.
We'll be thinking of her. I mean, by the time this episode goes out, it's most likely that she'll no longer be with us. But she, I think, did a really great job communicating to people and just educating people on not only early onset Alzheimer's, but also death with dignity. And I think she's in Canada, because I know we can't do it in a lot of states here, but I'm pretty sure she's Canadian.
Yeah, I think she said she's in like Victoria. Obviously, we're all for medical assistance in dying and, death with dignity, all the things when you have a terminal illness. And I've seen a lot of the comments like, don't go yet, and it's like, those are all well-meaning. But she educated me even on like, yeah, it could be a little too soon, but I also won't be able to make the decision once my mind goes, and I don't know when that will be. And so that's also, it's fucking wild, because it's like with Alzheimer's or dementia, it's like you're not getting out of it. It's coming. You know, like it will progress. It is a terminal illness. It will kill you. Yeah, but then her talking about all the instances where like, okay, today this happened and then this happened. But then there's so many comments like, but you're coherent right now and your cognition seems great and you look great. And she's like, yeah, I will look like this even if I do stick around and it progresses. Like,
right.
It's not gonna, like, I mean, not to talk about my mom, but like, my mom looks great. Like,
yes, she does.
Physically great, but her mind is no longer there, so
well, I think that's the biggest thing, is like, you don't know what's going on internally with people ever. And I mean, it's brought up conversations. I mean, the champ and I was talking to him about it last night at dinner, and we were both, we're both in agreement. We've talked about many a death thing, obviously, as a couple, what we would want. And I think both of us are also in agreement. Like, if we were ever on that trajectory, we would want the same thing, because it's like, I don't want to be at a point where I'm completely reliant on other people to take care of me day to day. You know what I mean? Like, I think if I could make that choice and I had the wherewithal and I knew it was going in that direction, any sort of terminal illness, then I would want to like just exit gracefully and have that be it.
Yeah. And like something like, especially I think with the like early onset, all the things that, not especially because everything's horrible, but what she described as like having these instances of not feeling like she's even in her body, or just like, I think one of her first symptoms was like she did her job, the same job she was doing for 5 years. And then one day she just couldn't. She couldn't remember anything. She went back to her
she said it was like
notes.
Black. Like, she opened her computer and it was just pretty much essentially black to her. She's like, I don't understand any of that. It's scary. It is scary. And I think I know that there's people who agree and disagree, whatever, but at the end of the day, I do think that choice should be available to anyone who is dealing with a terminal illness, because she also really emphasizes the point, like, something is killing me and it's going to kill me. I'm not dying because I just want to die. Like, I'm dying because this thing is killing me, and I want to do this while I still have the cognitive ability to make that decision for myself.
And have some dignity in, not that not doing it, like everybody can have a dignified death, but I understand where she's coming from of like.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've talked about that with your mom, right? Where you're like, I know she wouldn't want this. I know she would not be
no, in her right
happy
mind
with this.
Yes, in her right mind, she'd be like, what the fuck? Like, take me out back. Like, this is crazy, you know?
Well, and it's scary too, like thinking about her, what you were saying with Where Did Bex Go, gal, that we've been watching. It does come on so quickly because I've seen it with, I mean, I've seen things in my family, like we've had people diagnosed with ALS and died of Lou Gehrig's disease. And then,
that is brutal.
I've seen it with your mom where, because obviously, you know, your family's my family, and I've seen.
You remember the like first incident.
I remember the first incident because I was with you when it happened.
She was driving and then couldn't get home.
She was like, oh yeah, I pulled over because they closed the freeway. And we're like, that's weird. Like, it's just did they close the freeway? Because it was still, we didn't know at that point. And then
a drive she's done 1,000,000 times. Yeah.
Well, then it was kind of like slower at first, but then it really, at one point, it just was kind of like this overnight shift where you're like, whoa, this is, and I think this TikToker that we've been watching, she probably knows that. And she's probably done her research and she's talked to doctors, she's talked to everyone. She knows that like, that could be her reality. She could wake up tomorrow and have no idea who she is and not be able to make the decision for herself anymore.
Fully. On one of her videos, she talked about how before her most current job, she worked in healthcare, in facilities with people with dementia and Alzheimer's. And so, like, if you have a firsthand, everyday look at it, you know it's not something that is easy, you know?
No, it's gnarly.
Yeah.
It is. It's gnarly.
Right.
But it's like every night, the past 3 nights before I go to bed, I will open TikTok or whatever, and I'm laying there because I'm like, oh, whatever.
Girl,
and then I
same.
Get sucked in.
Yes, same.
And then I have to find something happy.
I know.
I'm like, I need to play an old episode of Roseanne or something because I'm just feeling not.
She doesn't deliver it sad.
No, and I don't think death is a depressing topic in general, but I think just late night spirals about mortality or like, well, what would I do if I know I had until Saturday or whatever? Like that's the kind of spiraling that I'm like, okay, I need to actually distract myself from this.
Yes, 100%. Hate to see her go because I love her videos, but I get it. I'm
just
relieved for her. Yeah.
Yeah. I think once you're at that place where you're like, it is more of a relief for me, then that's like, okay.
Totally.
You are of sound mind to make that decision.
Right.
All right. Well, that took up way more time
I know.
than I thought it would, but I'm glad you watched it too, though. Like I of course you did. Of course, we both were watching the same thing.
Just the girlies, yeah.
Just the girls, always.
Okay, wait. So I don't have a listener email this week because I saw this and it was so sweet and sad, but sweet. Did you see the Village people?
The YMCA people?
Yes. One of the members just died.
Oh, really? Which one?
Victor Willis.
Okay.
He died June 30th at age 74. And at his funeral, the Village people came, all the members, and they all came dressed up. Okay, this is from people.com. It says, Victor Willis's bandmates paid a special tribute to the late singer at his funeral. After Willis's death at 74 on June 30th, the remaining band members of the Village people decided to forego traditional funeral attire, instead arriving in their respective costumes, quintessential to the band's performances. The band's costumes, each a nod to a different hyper-masculine archetype, stood in stark contrast to the group's festive disco tunes, thus capturing the essence of the Village people. Now, I will say Felipe Rose is one of them, and I don't know if he has any Native American descent, but he wears a full headdress, which is problematic.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, actually, it says Felipe Rose, also a founding member of the band, wore the traditional attire of a Native American chief. Of American indigenous descent himself, Rose's costume, which faced criticism for appropriation and stereotyping of Native American cultures, featured a large red and white feather headdress and traditional beading patterns. At Willis's funeral, Rose wore a similar look, complete with the cascading headpiece, plus the sleeveless brown top and trousers. And then who else? They had a G.I. Joe guy. They had a cowboy. They had a cop. Yeah, but I thought it was fun.
I love that.
I do too. Like, he was best known for that. I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
No offense, but
No, I mean, yeah, that's what he's known for. I like us making it it makes it more of a celebratory event.
yes, 100%.
Yeah. All right, well, things are getting a little too sweet here, so why don't I introduce some assholes to the mix?
Please.
All right, this first one says, am I the asshole for telling my daughter she doesn't have the right to mourn or go to her ex-friend's funeral after what she did?
Oh, what did she do?
And this is one someone sent in to us.
Okay.
On Instagram. When my daughter was in school, she became friends with a girl named Kelly. They stayed close through college, and my daughter was even one of Kelly's bridesmaids when she got married. To explain where my daughter's behavior came from, my ex-husband cheated on me repeatedly and our marriage ended horribly. My daughter doesn't speak to her father anymore, and she absolutely despises cheating.
Okay.
About 7 years ago, my daughter became convinced that Kelly was cheating on her husband. She started harassing Kelly online and essentially blew up her life. By the time my daughter found out that the man she had seen Kelly with was actually a relative, they were at a fancy restaurant together, it was too late. Kelly's marriage had already fallen apart, and because we live in a very religious community, she was ostracized by many people. They had a huge falling out, and it basically came down to my daughter ruining Kelly's life. Kelly blocked her on everything and eventually moved away. Kelly hated my daughter after that, and so did her mother. I still run into Kelly's mother occasionally, and she's made her feelings about my daughter very clear. The issue is that Kelly recently passed away. My daughter found out through a Facebook post, and the funeral is this weekend, 2 states away. My daughter was planning to attend the funeral, and I told her I thought it was a terrible idea. She said she needed to go, and I told her again that she shouldn't. We got into an argument, and she said she has every right to mourn her friend and attend the funeral. And I told her she really didn't have the right to mourn Kelly or go to the funeral because Kelly hated her after everything that happened and because my daughter had destroyed her life. She hasn't spoken to me since, and now I'm wondering if I should warn Kelly's family that my daughter might show up at the funeral or that I might be in the wrong here.
Oh, you are not the asshole. Please warn the family. Your daughter's cuckoo bananas.
Nuts. Ended that woman's relationship, ruined her marriage and her life.
She sounds
No, I think she
crazy.
Probably feels really guilty for being a bad person in that instance. And she's trying to relieve some of that guilt by going to the funeral. And you don't get to do that.
You do not get to do that whatsoever. Nope.
No. Her daughter doesn't need to go to the funeral. Her daughter needs to go to therapy.
Yes. And I think it's smart to warn the family. Please.
I would.
I would too.
I would. Because you've made us look bad. You've made our family look bad. I'm going to distance myself from that. Be on the right side of history with that one.
I would disown my daughter, probably. That's crazy.
Mind your own fucking business. Unless you know. Because if you know, that's one thing, right?
Great
Even
friend.
then, it's weird to be online putting on blast. But like,
Yeah,
girl,
no.
mind your own fucking business.
Mind your own business. That's crazy.
Call your friends and be like, go out to dinner and be like, girl, I saw her with another man.
Talk shit at dinner.
Talk
behind
shit
their
like
back.
that. Yes.
But,
Don't blow up their life.
do not blow up their life.
All right, this next one says, am I the asshole for telling my kids they can go get their mother's stuff at the local Goodwill?
Oh, no. Not if I got it first.
You're a Goodwill girly.
I know.
As am I. I lost my spouse around a year ago. It was ongoing and I knew it was coming. All of the kids are grown and out of the home. It's been a rough year, and living in a home filled with their stuff has been getting to be too much. It makes me depressed. It's like living in a museum that I can never get away from. I didn't realize how bad it was until I left to visit family and I didn't want to come home. I have to live there, and I decided I wanted to clean it out and not make it a museum of the dead. I did keep a few things that are sentimental, but I don't need to see my spouse's shoes at the front door or all of the clothes that won't get worn again. I packed up a few boxes of what I want to keep, and I told my kids to come over to get anything of their mother's. They never came over. I told them I'm going to toss or donate their mother's stuff, and they still did not come over. I did this for about a month before I started to even move stuff to the garage. Around 2 weeks ago, I started the long process of getting rid of a lot of her things. The house is much nicer, and I don't dread coming home to it anymore. I was avoiding it by going to the bar after work, but now I don't have to. The issue is my daughter came over yesterday to pick up some decorations for a party, and she got very upset when she saw the house and started yelling at me for getting rid of their mom's stuff. I reminded her I was doing that, and I told everyone multiple times, and she apparently didn't think I was serious about it and got pissed. The rest of the kids are pissed that I got rid of her stuff, that I denied them getting stuff from their mother. Again, I told them at least 15 times to come get anything they wanted. I even told them when I was starting to pack it up to donate. I told them to go to the local Goodwill for her stuff because that's where I put basically everything, and they got more pissed saying that I should have to pay for her shit. I reminded them plenty of times to come get things. I didn't hide this. I was very clear about this, and they are still pissed. Am I the asshole?
I don't think so. I think you gave them ample time. They didn't communicate. It is just stuff. I get it. I am so sentimental, so nostalgic. I get it. But like, if someone was telling me, hey, I'm going to do this. I keep communicating this. These are my reasons why. This is too hard for me.
I'm moving it to the garage. It's gonna go to Goodwill next week.
Yeah.
I'm taking it on Tuesday. I'm taking it today. And if you don't
communicate, like, hey, can you hold on to that for me for a little bit? Like, even if it's in the garage, tucked away. Yeah, no, that's the kid's fault. And I guarantee it's a lot less about the stuff and more about maybe them feeling like he's moving on, or
100%. It's probably deeper rooted than that. But I also think we've talked about grief hoarding and whatnot before, and there is like, while the timeline is different for everyone, you have to do it when you're ready. I think if the spouse is ready, it's like, okay, well, why are they going to keep the closet full of the, like, because I remember after my mom died, my sister went and helped like clean out their closet or whatever, because also it's like my mom, she was that girl. She had a closet packed. She was a shopper. Her closet was full of clothes. Yeah. Good stuff. Some of it was given away, and then the rest of, like, everyone had an opportunity, but like, that's on you to take the opportunity. That's again one of those things where it's like, I still get pissed off thinking about that I think it was last week or the week before, that asshole where it was like the daughter had ADHD and so she didn't respond, and the parent was like, I can't drive 10 hours round trip to like bring her. She's not answering. She won't return our calls or her siblings' calls or whatever. And I'm like, God, it's on, like, people just have such a fucking hard time taking responsibility for themselves.
It's the victim mentality, and I hate it.
Annoying.
Yeah. I get, you can't be cold fucking hearted about everything. You do have to give people chances, like all of that. But at a certain point, you can't hold everybody's hand forever.
Or not be able to move on because you're trying to make them comfortable. It's like that thing where it always comes down to, I've had therapists tell me this before, like, why are you making yourself uncomfortable in order to keep everyone else comfortable? Like, you cannot do that. It's not sustainable. So, yeah, I think like I get it. I wouldn't want to come home and see their shoes by the front door as if they're coming home a year later. Like, yeah, it's going to, maybe take some time before I feel comfortable doing that. But I think I understand that mentality of like, well, I don't want to come back to the house and feel like they were just here, because it does keep you stuck in that time.
Yeah, that like grief loop, I think. But then there is also like, there are really special sentimental things that like I know you still have of your mom's. Like I know there's certain things you keep on your desk, or like.
But even as the years go on, it's less and less. Yes. With every move, I get rid of more and more things because things are just things. And like, right after it happened, it's like, I couldn't get rid of anything, like any note, any handwritten thing, I'm like, no, I can't get rid of it. But now it's like, you keep your few special things, and like, that's what I have, because also I'm going to die one day. And then where does that stuff go anyway? Yeah, you know what I mean? Because the more generations in between too, it's like when we have a kid, it's like that kid's probably not going to hold a lot of sentimental value to my mom's stuff because they didn't know her. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like, I don't know, it's got to end somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in due time, everyone has their own time, and I'm respectful of that too. But I think if somebody is lost their spouse and they want to get back to some sort of normal-ish or new normal, then yeah, I don't fault them for that.
Just not a constant reminder all the time. Yeah. And just, your home should be your safe place. You shouldn't be avoiding it, and you got to do what you got to do.
I'd be like, get rid of it all.
a clean house for once. These shoes by the door always pissed me off, actually.
I'm taking his little hat. He was always an asshole in that.
Cisco has a hat that I don't know where it is. It's probably inside of a pentagram.
No, it's like the mask.
It's in the ocean somewhere, and whoever puts
he'll
it on.
find it. Yeah.
This hat, you guys, I'm sure we've talked about it before, but this little hat, I don't know where he got it. He probably got it from some evil witch. Whenever he would wear it, it was like he'd put it on and then just became the devil.
You should call me girl. He's wearing the little hat.
The little hat. Remember we were driving once and I reached my hand up in the van and I touched it and I pulled it out and we were
screamed.
Both gagged. We're
like, ah,
yeah.
Get it out.
I don't know where it is.
We
now.
probably threw it on.
Yeah, probably.
Remember one time we were driving to IKEA?
Yes.
And I was wearing a hat and it flew out of the van on the freeway and I made you go back.
Yeah, because
I was dating an asshole.
Yeah, it wasn't your hat.
Damn.
All
right, girly. Well, I'm up first this week, which means you should have a little side bitch for us.
Oh my gosh, I sure do. A really important side bitch, actually. Actually, thinking about, we talked about this on Gossip's Bridal, but your drive home from the Opry the other night and how dangerous it was, the monsoon that hit.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy storms. You wouldn't have gotten home without this woman, I actually think. All right. This is from New Orleans States, June 1953. Windshield wiper inventor dies. Monteagle, Tennessee, Miss Mary Anderson, who invented the windshield wiper, died at her summer home here Saturday night. She was 87. In 1903, she was granted a 17-year patent for a window cleaning device for electric cars and other vehicles to remove snow, ice, or sleet from the window. The first models were operated by hand.
Wow.
Rest in peace, Miss Mary.
Rest in peace.
We wouldn't have been able to drive in anything but clear weather.
She helped us weather the storm.
She really did.
Love her.
Really did.
Love an inventor.
I know.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, come up with an invention of our own, and then when we come back, I'll tell you what had me spinning in my coffin this week.
All righty.
We'll be right back. Oh.
I'm not trying.
Okay.
I thought we were going to
Okay,
do
Mr.
this
Eyes on the track.
back and forth. What the fuck?
Okay, girl.
I invented that. How about that?
Damn. Okay.
And we're back. Spencer, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
I think this is actually the fastest part two we've had in obituary history. Last week, I gave you guys a sneak peek at some stories involving people who lived with corpses.
Love.
And today, I'm going to be giving you the full whammy.
Yay. Okay.
More stories of people who lived with corpses. If you're into that kind of thing, which I think you guys are.
Yes.
I know you are. Mm-hmm. And actually, we'll have a part 3 probably. Not next week. We'll give it some time. But
okay.
I learned about some more stories. I went heavy on the research this week. I think it can sound, because of everything that we talk about, sometimes I'm like I'll be reading something like, this doesn't seem that crazy. But then actually when you step back and you think about somebody living in a home with a decomposing body, it is horrifying.
Let me tell you, I can sympathize with this or empathize, or I can see this, because a couple days ago, a baby bird was on our doorstep and we tried to nurse it back to health. We kept it alive and then woke up the next morning and we were going to see if we consulted with the right people, and if it were still alive, we would call Vector or whatever, and the whole thing, right? Well, it wasn't alive. And I felt so bad, but I was like, get it out.
Get it out of the house.
Yeah. Get it out of the house.
Well, or it's even
it's sad.
A mouse or rat trap. It's
totally.
I don't want its carcass in here.
Yeah.
So a person.
Could you imagine?
No.
Oh my God.
No. Our first story takes us back to August of 1911. You remember. Mm-hmm. And I learned all about this story from an article in the Saturday Journal. And it's equal parts horrifying and sad because it involves this 10-year-old boy from Wales named Leonard.
Okay. Now we're talking kids, and that gets really sweet. Like, I don't know if I were a parent. Like, yeah, okay.
Well, in this situation, it was Leonard's mom who passed away.
Oh.
So Leonard was home with his mom, Elizabeth. His father, Elizabeth's husband, Arthur, was not living at home at the time. I'm not sure exactly the reasons. I think it was for like a work project because it mentioned in one of the articles I read that he would visit her in intervals but was unable to stay the night. So I think he must have been off site for work or something. He was a plumber. Not sure.
That's an excuse. He had another family.
Maybe. Well, Elizabeth had been sick for quite some time leading up to this. Her husband told the press that she had been hospitalized 2 years earlier. And while he didn't give a diagnosis as to what exactly she was sick with, apparently the doctor who released her from the hospital basically said Elizabeth is incurable and she probably has 2 years to live.
Ooh, okay.
They were a younger couple. They had a 10-year-old or 8-year-old son when that happened. So I'm sure that news was just devastating for them. But it turns out that doctor at the hospital was right. On Wednesday, June 21st, about 2 years later, she is home with Leonard. She starts to feel really ill. She gives her son Leonard her purse that day, and she's like, give this to Granny when she gets there. I don't think there was any plans for the grandma to get there that day. Because later that afternoon around 5 o'clock, the milkman comes by and he's like, do you guys need any milk? And Leonard's like, I'll go check with my mom and see. But when he goes into the kitchen where she'd been sitting in a chair, she was unresponsive. She had died.
God.
And so he tells the milkman, like, we're okay. I think my mom's sleeping.
Oh.
Girl, she was not. She was not sleeping.
Eternally sleeping.
Oh, it's so sad. He makes a little bed for himself in the kitchen and he sleeps next to her. It makes you want to cry.
I know.
He was so responsible, 10 years old. He wrote letters, 2 letters. He wrote one to his granny and then one to his father, letting them know what was going on, that his mom had passed away. And he sent them, but neither of them apparently got the letters. I don't know what happened with Granny, but I do know that for the dad, he said he didn't have his dad's address where he was working. So he just sent it to the old house they lived in, hoping that he would get it somehow.
Oh.
It just broke my heart. But for the next 8.5 weeks, Leonard lived in the home with his mother's decomposing body.
Holy cow. Okay. Whoa.
He had some money because she had given him her purse that day. Mm-hmm. And I guess he went and bought some toys. Like he bought some blocks to keep himself busy. And then he used the rest of it to buy like muffins and different pastries in order to keep himself fed. And apparently he even like went on a walk around the block and stuff and ran into neighbors and was like, oh, my mom's home. She's sleeping. So that was just kind of the story he was telling everyone. And I don't know why. I don't know why he wouldn't just go to someone, but you kind of see. So
I feel like at that time too, it was like you had an account with the grocery store or like the local deli. And he probably could just go charge it, eat, whatever. Yeah.
Well, he had money from her purse, so
that was 8.5 weeks worth. Anyway. Yeah. Okay.
Well, things were cheaper then. I don't know. They ultimately end up finding out that she's most likely passed away because nobody's heard from her. And like her husband was still visiting her. He would at least get used to hearing from her. Like surely she would have written or something, but like there was no communication between Elizabeth and anyone else in the family. And so they end up finding her dead in the home. They find that Leonard has been living with them. And they actually posted in the article an interview with the son, Leonard. And they said, did you sleep in the kitchen where she was lying dead? And he said, yes. And they said, did you smell a nasty smell? And he said, yes. This is kind of eerie. Did you take some boys into the front room? And he said, yes. Uh-oh. So he had like brought kids over.
Oh God.
And they said, what were you doing? And he said, playing. And he said, you didn't let them go into the room where your mother was lying dead? And he said, no, I kept them out of there. And the person interviewing 10-year-old Leonard's like, I cannot understand why you did not tell anyone about it. didn't you like to? Like, didn't you want to tell anyone? And he said, no, sir.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I mean, he lived his whole life with his mom. I know, I kind of thought about that too. Like, that's freaky, but I'm also like, he's 10. Like, what does he know? Like,
right. Like, where he knows that she's going to leave.
But it's also like 2.5 months into the decomposition process.
Oh
like,
my God, how scary.
Scary. But they said her clothes and everything, like she looked like she had been taken care of. Like she was in pristine condition.
He probably did take care of her, yeah.
God, but the headline for that article was Boy's Grim Secret. Strange reason for concealing death of his mother.
Oh,
lived
wow.
besides corpse. So.
Wow. Where was this again?
That was in Wales.
Oh, okay.
And they were able to piece together the timeline because he said he remembered his mom died the day before the coronation. And then this article came out in August. And so I was able to kind of piece that together because I looked up when the coronation was that year, and it was on the 22nd. So it was, June 21st through August, pretty much.
What is the coronation exactly?
That's the crowning.
Okay.
So this next story was much more recent, 2014 in Ontario. It's kind of giving cult leader vibes.
Okay.
Cult babes, you'll understand. This story involves a man named Peter Wald, who was 52 years old when he passed away in March of 2013. Now, his cause of death was a foot infection that had gotten out of control from diabetes. And it ended up killing him. And when he died, his wife, Kayling Wald, was, of course, besides herself, but she had faith that this wasn't the end for him.
Oh, no.
This is a quote from her attorney. Just as Jesus raised Lazarus after the fourth day, so too did she believe God would resurrect her husband in due time. Spoiler alert, this went on for much more than 4 days.
Okay.
After Peter died, she had put him in a bedroom and sealed the bedroom off. And just continued living life as normal.
Like his tomb.
Yeah. But get this. They had 6 children living in the house, as well as several other adult relatives living in the house at the time.
Okay, so everybody's complicit.
Everybody knows. All of whom. They know he's dead in the back room and it's sealed off. Well, sure enough, he was in there. He wasn't coming back. Damn. 6 months later, so he's been dead in that room for 6 months. It's September of 2013, and the sheriff shows up to evict the family because they had fallen behind on their mortgage payments. And that's when the sheriffs discover, back in that sealed off bedroom, the horrendously foul, decomposed body of Peter, who was actively being eaten by rodents and insects.
Oh, God. Okay.
Talk about House of fucking Horrors.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine what that smell was like. And I don't know what ended up happening to the family or his wife, but obviously she was found, she was charged with something because she had her attorney speaking to the press who gave them the quote about the Lazarus and all that. And he also gave another quote saying, "She now understands what the law required and would not do the same thing again." And I'm like, yeah, I hope that's a lesson you only have to learn once. But the reason it reminded me of Cult Leader is because I did several episodes on alleged faith healers or people who just believed that like people could be brought back with the power of prayer or healed with the power of prayer.
Right.
And literally let their family members die because they refused to get them medical intervention.
Right.
It also reminds me of like that Love Has Won cult, like the Blue Girlie.
Yeah.
Remember?
Or like, I don't know if this is the same, but like Selena, her family was Jehovah's Witness and they didn't.
You can't do like blood transfusions or anything like that. Yeah, it's a cult. And the worst of it is when it involves, I told several stories on Cult Leader about children who these kids die very preventable deaths because their parents are just essentially in religious psychosis. And it's always heartbreaking because you'll hear about a kid who like had a fever and they literally could have just gone to the hospital. But they're like, even as this child is getting worse, the parents are just like, nope, we're praying. And you're fucking stupid.
Yeah. Give
You're
that kid a
stupid.
Tylenol.
Yeah, truly. Well, because there's this whole thought process with a lot of religious groups where they believe that it's, God's will and like we can't intervene with that process. That's why like with the blood transfusions and things, it's like people literally die because they're like, we can't risk having any, anyone's blood that doesn't believe the same things. It's so...
Right.
It's so fucked up.
That's we could spend all day talking about it.
But also religious freedom. So it's like, that's what always gets really confusing in certain cases, is because there is religious freedom exemptions sometimes in law. And it's like
the driver's license thing with the spaghetti.
The flying spaghetti monster.
What are they called?
Rastafarians.
Pastafarians. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. Just fucked up. I mean, I don't know. Equally heartbreaking was this story I read about from 1999. This is from the Courier Journal from Thursday, December 9th, 1999. It says, quote, a 9-year-old boy whose mother died at home lived with the corpse for a month, fixing his own meals and attending school without fail because he was afraid he'd be put in foster care if anyone found out.
Oh.
When Crystal Wells died on November 3rd, her son, Travis, I don't want to say his last name, covered her body with her coat and placed sheets of notebook paper over her face. Her body was discovered Monday by family friends. Police have not released a cause of death for Wells, but she died in the home and he was just like, I don't want to go to foster care.
Wow. Yeah.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, heartbreaking.
So let's bring back a little true crime vibe with this next one.
Okay.
This was in Galveston, Texas. Around that same time, actually, I believe like the end of 1999, there's this guy named David Heisey. And he is living with his parents, Sonny and Hollis, who were in their 80s and 90s, respectively. And he had moved in a few years earlier in 1995 to take care of them because both of his parents were suffering from Alzheimer's. And, well, he wasn't the greatest caretaker.
Okay.
I'm not sure why, but in December of 1999, he murders his mother and seals her body off in a room of the house.
Fuck.
A few months later, he murders his dad and also leaves him in that same room, sealed off from the rest of the house. About 10 months later, some people are concerned. They call for a welfare check. 2 officers show up at the house, again, this 10 months later. And as the officers, they knock on the door. No one's there. No one's home. So they turn around. They're going to leave. Well, David, the son, he pulls into the driveway and he tells the officer, he's like, oh, my parents aren't home. They're visiting my aunt. But the cops are not buying this story. So they eventually convince him to let them inside. And I don't know why they didn't buy the story, if it was just vibes he was giving off. Or I'm like, well, did the aunt, was she the one who called for a welfare check?
Right.
And so they were probably able to piece that together. I don't know. These 2 officers, they convince David to let them inside of the house. And when they eventually make it back to the couple's bedroom, it's bizarre because there is white powder on the carpet outside of the door. The door itself is sealed off entirely with masking tape. And David's like, oh, there was a fly infestation in there. So I sealed it off. I sprayed some bug spray in there. And it takes about 4 hours for it to dissipate. So can you wait to go in until those 4 hours or whatever? And one of the officers during that time takes David and they go out to the living room. They're like, yeah, whatever. Like, we go out to the living room while the other one goes back because he's like, I need to know what the fuck is going on behind that door.
Yeah.
He goes inside, opens the door, pushes it open. Sure as shit, there's a lot of flies in there. Okay.
Could you imagine?
Yes, there was a lot of flies.
Yeah.
David knows. He's hearing this go on. He's like, okay, this is not going well for me. They're going to find out that I murdered my parents. He pulls out a rifle he had hidden under the couch, holds it under his chin.
No.
And just as he's about to pull the trigger, the cops are able to wrestle the gun away from him. And they end up placing him under arrest and taking him in. Goes to trial, and David ended up getting sentenced to 43 years in prison. And that was in 2002. And I believe he had to serve at least half his sentence before he was eligible for parole. So I'm not sure where he is today.
No.
Hopefully not taking care of any elderly patients.
Do we know the motive? Was he like...
No, it was confusing. So I read through... So I had only seen that article. And I mean, I didn't do the deepest dive, but I was reading through the court transcripts, which is how I found out about how it went down with the cops going to the house and everything, because that wasn't reported on in the article I had seen. And so when I was reading through the court transcripts, they talked about like the injuries. I don't believe it was explained why. I could be wrong. I don't believe it was explained why. But they knew that it was a murder based on physical evidence they were able to collect from the bodies. So like there was like bruising and stuff going on. So it seemed like they had been murdered. Yeah. Also, it doesn't help that he didn't report their death.
Well, 100%. Yeah, no, he's a murderer.
Yeah. Okay, and so a few of those stories, quite a few of them, most of the stories we've talked about so far today have revolved around the sons. And so I thought I would take us out with this little mother-daughter story from the 1930s. And I think you're going to like it because it's kind of giving Grey Gardens a little bit. Or a lot of it, actually. They were not in the Hamptons. We are in Harpenden, England.
Okay.
Back in 1929, a mother and her adult daughter, just the two of them, moved into this massive 7-bedroom home.
Love it already.
From the Mirror in 1938, they wrote, quote, "The women were passionately devoted to each other, but they were eccentric. They never unpacked their furniture, and they lived in squalor in a back bedroom of the home." And so I totally just picture Grey Gardens. I picture like this mother-daughter living in this dilapidated home. So the mom... Massive,
and just one
never
room.
Unpacked, just they're sequestered to this back bedroom.
Yeah.
The mom was Robina Trott. She was 81 years old and passed away, I believe, of natural causes. The daughter, she was a 45-year-old music teacher named Ellen Trott. And when Robina passes away, her daughter doesn't go to the authorities. She instead continues living on business as usual. And for 3 months, she lived life inside of the house as if it was normal, just cooped up next to her mother's corpse. Now, she did write 2 letters. In one, she wrote, quote, "Without mother, I cannot go on. It is, I know, quite beyond understanding that I should take this step, but no one knows the strain it's been the last few months when I knew I should be with mother, and I longed to be, knowing all the while I should be out in the professional world, seeking new pupil, and then away giving lessons. My mother's passing was very peaceful, and I am so thankful. She was quite happy. I realized it was wrong not having a doctor in attendance, but she had no pain and begged me not to have a doctor." In another letter, the daughter wrote, quote, "I cannot go on without mother. The struggle was worthwhile so long as she lived. Now everything is still. No one knows what life has been like these years at Harpenden, having to be away to earn the necessities of life and longing to be at the side of the one I love. It was all wrong coming to live here." Which makes me question, I'm like, what was going on in that house? Like, I don't know. I have so many questions about it.
Yeah.
But those letters were both written before the daughter, unfortunately, took her own life in the house while she was there with her mother. So when they found them, they found both of their bodies.
Oh.
Ellen had died by suicide from gas poisoning. She put her head in the oven. And one of those notes, I believe, was like kind of like her suicide note. The whole article talked about their relationship and made it sound bizarre to the point where I was almost questioning, it's fucked up, but I'm like, was this like an incestuous relationship? Because it talked about how in love with each other they were, but I don't know if they meant that in like a mother-daughter inseparable eccentric
Just
way, or if they meant it in like a weirder way than that. I don't know. But I do know that she was living in the house with the corpse for 3 months and then ended up taking her own life there.
So at this point, anything kind of flies.
Yeah.
Like, I'd believe anything.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Odd. Bizarre.
Oh,
but those were just some of the cases.
Oh my God, I mean, it's disgusting. It's terrible. There's some that are bittersweet. Yeah. But I love hearing it.
There's such a range of them out there, but I have so many more saved. So we'll definitely have another
Part 3.
Part 3.
Hell
It's
yeah.
coming.
Well, thank you.
Sure. Well, we're going to take one more quick break. And then when we come back, we'll hear what had you spinning in your coffin this week.
Will be
Line right back. And we're back. Madison, girly, tune of the loons, fire of my heart, fire of my loins. What had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Oh, well, some breaking news had me spinning this week.
Oh, good. Remember that's how the show, remember our theme song on Patreon was breaking news?
Yes. Please put some.
Bring it back.
Yes, bring it back. I actually had to ditch what I was originally going to talk about this week because a story came out literally, well, now 2 days ago. That was so cool to me and ties into obituary. So
okay.
Thought I'd talk about it. We will be talking about some graves. shortly. But first, the news. So we're going back to April 11th, 1952.
Mm-hmm.
This day was actually Good Friday. Pan Am Flight 526A.
Didn't your dad used to fly Pan Am?
He flew TWA, but
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but my mom, it was either my mom or my dad's, like, because my dad's dad was a pilot. My dad's mom was a stewardess. I know that's outdated language. Was a flight attendant.
Uh-huh.
And I found, like, my mom worked for TWA and for Korean Airlines, but I also found, like, a name tag of Pan Am. And I think it was hers. It might have been my grandma's, but I think it was hers. So, yeah, Pan Am. We love Pan Am.
Love.
That flight was better known as the Clipper Endeavor. It took off from an airport in Puerto Rico on Good Friday, bound for New York's JFK Airport. I learned actually that JFK Airport used to be called the Idlewild Airport.
Oh.
Didn't know that. The airplane was, we'll post pictures of it and have it in the video, but it was the size roughly of like a 737, which we've flown in before. I think there's 737 and then 747. And then 757 is like the big dog.
Big mama.
Yeah, that has like the middle row.
Yeah.
Thing. Anyway, so it held 69 people. I believe it was 62 passengers, 5 crew, maybe 7 crew members. Anyway, shortly after takeoff, 2 engines on the same wing failed. So it was a 4-engine plane, 2 of them on the same wing failed.
Yikes.
This was not good, but the pilots were pretty incredible. The plane was absolutely going down, but they were able to perform a water landing in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, it freaks me out.
My worst fucking nightmare ever. I'm like, just kill me.
As I'm literally flying tomorrow.
Well, okay, but this should give you some hope.
Okay.
Because they landed the plane safely on water. Everybody survived. Everybody survived, okay? It was a violent landing. Like, I read that it sheared off the tail of the plane. Like, it wasn't, wasn't smooth by any means, but everybody survived. Now, the Clipper Endeavor's in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, floating there. Everyone's alive. There is something that I do when I'm on a plane, and Spencer, I think you probably do the same, which is fully ignore the safety demonstrations.
Never.
Okay, I will admit this. By the time I get through packing at home, get up, get to the airport, go through security, get my snacks, get my magazines, get all of that, I want to like personally go into the cockpit and say like, let's get this fucking show on the road. Like, I don't want to sit here anymore,
Yeah.
But after today's story, I will, and I think all of you will, listen to the safety.
Oh, I'm going to be a hero.
Okay.
That's why I listen, because I'm like, I need to know where the seat thing is, and I need to know where the vest is, because I'm going to be the hero.
Girl,
when that plane lands.
Allegedly, I love an exit row because you get more feet space, leg room.
And you're giving them that verbal yes.
I'm saying, yes, I will.
And you just got yourself secured on the no-fly list.
Okay, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. Okay, this is a comedy podcast. So, at the time, there were no mandatory safety demonstrations on airlines. Because of this, passengers didn't know where life jackets were. People were fucking smoking on airplanes at this time. There was a bar on the airplane. They were trying to go, fun. Okay, so nobody was thinking about safety. Well, the plane starts filling with water, and within 3 minutes, it sank to the bottom of the ocean. And it was absolute chaos. We know it was chaos because 17 people did survive. Like, the crew members survived. The
rest of the people died?
The rest of the people died. Everybody landed fine. Everyone was okay. Everyone braced for impact. Everybody survived it. But within 3 minutes, there was total chaos. I read the pilot actually has a cool story. His name is John C. Burns, I think. He was like married to an actress. He had survived another plane crash. Like he has a kind of a crazy story. I read that he was like fucking physically throwing people into the water because nobody knew what to do. Like nobody knew where any of the life rafts weren't deploying correctly. It's not that they didn't have all the things to save them. It's that nobody knew how to use them.
Damn.
Only 17 people survived. 52 people died. I read that the U.S. Coast Guard and the Air Force was pretty quick to come and rescue people. So they were able to recover 39 passenger bodies. But there were many that just sank with the airplane.
Ooh.
And it's still Puerto Rico's like biggest aviation disaster, I believe, known as the Good Friday tragedy. But it did help to make safety, like pre-flight safety demos, mandatory. So there was some good that came out of it.
Okay.
Now, the airplane was never seen again. It sunk. It was way too deep to find. And there were like estimates based on Coast Guard records and stuff, but like no one was able to pinpoint exactly where it was. It was just kind of lost in the ocean in history, right?
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward over 70 years to this year, the Air Sea Heritage Foundation steps in. And they partner with Deep Sea Vision, which is like a sea technology company. Like they have all the tools, like they have sonar, they have vehicles that go to the bottom of the ocean floor, all that. They partner with them. They partner also with Expedition Unknown, which is a Discovery Channel show. And they all go looking for it. And I believe they started in 2019. And they spend years going through Coast Guard reports, flight records, witness accounts, weather data, and they start using all this modern technology as well. They end up sending down one of the underwater vehicles provided by Deep Sea Vision. And it was like a little robot submarine with sonar. And there's footage of this, which is haunting and so cool to me. They send this thing down 2,000 feet underwater, and this thing sees the Pan Am airplane. And it like gave me chills because you can see it perfectly. It says it has the Pan Am like globe logo.
Oh.
You can see it says Clipper Endeavor. And it's just like preserved there perfectly. Probably because it's so fucking cold.
Well,
like,
are there bodies still in it?
Yes, there's still bodies. So this is where the obituary portion comes in. And I actually think I love this. The team has announced that they have no plans to recover the airplane. Instead, they are going to document it, study it, and preserve it exactly where it is. Russ Matthews, who's the president and co-founder of the Air Sea Heritage Foundation, talked to the New York Times. In that article, I have it linked. It says, quote, more than 350,000 photographs were taken of the wreckage, which was not disturbed, according to the exploration team, which said there were no plans to recover any remains from the site. 39 bodies were never recovered, they noted. And then from Russ Matthews, he says, quote, that is the only grave marker they are likely to ever have. So that's why they're not going to bring it up. And we've done full episodes on underwater graves and burials at sea, and those are incredible. And every one that we've talked about has been something planned. It's been something that like the people have wanted, and there's underwater cemeteries.
Yeah.
However, this is completely different because nobody planned to die in the Atlantic Ocean and just be on the bottom of the ocean floor. But I do think it's like, what's the point of getting it now? Like, let the dead rest.
Yeah.
And it's been 70 years. Like, I don't know if there's a lot of surviving family members. But I also wonder.
I don't know. I might be like, girl, I've been on this plane for 70 years. Get me out of here.
I know. That's true. I know. That is true. I guess if it were sooner, like let's say it was a couple years later, then I'd be like, yes, absolutely. But after 70 years, I don't know. But then I also think about the Titanic, and I'm like,
I want to see it. I would love to swim through the Titanic.
Oh my God.
Wreckage.
Yeah. Make enough money, you're going to be on that submarine.
Oh no, the Titanic submersive or whatever.
The submersive, yep. With the video game controller. Yeah.
God, never.
Damn. But yeah, in a morbid way, I guess I think it's sweet to let the dead rest. But yeah, if it were my own family members, I don't know. And they probably, I'm sure there are some things that are very well preserved because of how cold it is. But I encourage you guys to either go to our Instagram or watch this YouTube video because it is haunting to see it down in the ocean. Really cool. But it's kind of reminded me of the USS Arizona. I can't believe we've never talked about it, but it's kind of become like an underwater cemetery, but they've done a good job. They built a memorial over this. Okay, so you'll know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You'll know what it is. Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941, the USS Arizona is struck by Japan. I believe it was multiple bombs. It struck like the front of the ship, and there was ammunition on the ship, made parts of the ship explode. The rest of it sunk. Over 1,100 sailors and Marines were killed. And to this day, more than 900 of those Marines and sailors are still on this ship that is in the ocean. God. I'm going to send you the picture. Hold on.
Oh, yes, of course. Pearl Harbor. Yes. Okay.
Yes. I can't believe we've never talked about it. I'm going to send you another picture, though, because I've never really grasped, and I guess this is my ignorance, but I guess for some reason I thought that the Pearl Harbor Memorial, that big white thing in the ocean, was just kind of like the site of where it was. But I'm going to send you another picture so you can grasp how fucking crazy it is. This thing is built on top of the ship that sank, the U.S.
Oh my God. I've never seen that angle of it before.
Yeah, it's built on top of the USS Arizona.
Oh, wow.
It gives me the chills seeing it. This huge battleship is within, it's like pretty shallow water. It's like built right on top of it. But to also think, in that ship, there are 900 bodies.
Oh, I just got chills.
Right?
Can you go see it?
Yeah, you can go visit. You can walk on that memorial.
Oh my goodness.
And they also have like interred in that white memorial, like ashes of people, and they have the names of everyone on that ship. And
oh wow.
Yeah. So it's super interesting. So it reminded me of it because obviously an aviation accident and Pearl Harbor, you can't compare the two. However, lives were lost and the remains are, at the bottom of the ocean floor. And it's horrible either way. But when I was reading about the USS Arizona, there are some haunting facts that I just wanted to tell you about. First, I found out that when Long Beach, our city of Long Beach, had their huge earthquake in 1933, the USS Arizona actually came out. They brought it out and it helped with recovery, first aid. I guess it was docked in San Pedro. But I like that they call ships she came, and the whole crew came and helped people, which really cool. Also, the USS Arizona still leaks tiny amounts of oil. I guess you can take a tour when you're there. It's like an audio tour, and I think Jamie Lee Curtis is the audio person. But I believe that they talk about the oil. You can see the oil in the ocean. It rises up from the ship, and it's going to continue to do that for hundreds of more years.
Poor ocean.
Poor ocean, I know. Also, I read that Elvis held a benefit concert to get this memorial built. He wasn't the only one. He contributed thousands of dollars to it, but thought that was a fun fact. There are reports of unexplained noises, sounds of explosions, lots of ghost stuff, lots of hauntings. I guess there is a sailor, and now that you've seen that aerial view, you can see the ship underwater. I guess when it's low tide enough, you can really see the ship. and you can see a sailor walking on the deck there. And then there was something else that was freaky. In 2011, an Australian family was visiting the memorial, and they took a picture looking down into the water, like into the ship, and oil started rising, and it was in the shape of somebody's face.
Oh.
Very interesting.
Spooky.
Yeah, spooky. But it's just haunting to see.
Ships are scary.
Ships are scary, and then not realizing that the memorial is not just the site. It's right on top of the ship. It's there is freaky to me. Damn. But also really cool. So
that's a famous memorial I'd like to see. Like I've been to the 9/11 site. Like I've seen so many famous ones, but I feel like that one would be crazy to see in person.
Yes. Yeah,
well,
definitely.
Thank you. And speaking of memorializing, what better way than with an obituary?
What better way? Who do you have?
Dick porn.
Oh my God, that's his name.
That's his name. Okay, so I saw this I've told you, like, I'm not like a Facebooker, right? Like I have an old account that nothing's on it, and it's literally just to have our pages up, like the obituary and cult leader pages on Facebook or whatever. But I randomly was on it the other day and I saw this pop up in like a Facebook group, and lo and behold, since then people are starting to send it, but it's only been out for like 2 weeks, and so I don't think it's caught up yet, but I know it's gonna go viral. So by the time this comes out, it'll probably be fucking everywhere. Okay. But this is for Richard Dick Porn. It says, quote, Richard Dick Porn passed away unexpectedly on July 1st, 2026 at Mayo Clinic Health System, Eau Claire, with his family by his side. Dick was gentle, kind, loving, great friend and listener, and left a part of himself with everyone he encountered. He will be missed dearly. Dick was born to Matthew and Gertrude Porn in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Dick spent his youth in Chippewa Falls, graduating from McDonald Central Catholic High School in 1956. Dick married the love of his life, Carol, at Holy Ghost Parish on September 30th, 1961. They enjoyed an amazing marriage for 54 years until Carol's passing in 2016. They were blessed with 4 children, Jackie, Tim, Peter, and Daniel. Dick was a devoted husband and father all his life. Dick and Carol started their family in Chippewa Falls and then moved to the west side of Eau Claire in 1965. Dick was baptized at Holy Ghost Parish, where he was a member until joining St. James, the Greater Catholic Church, when the family moved to Eau Claire. Dick was a faithful and dedicated parishioner of that church until the time of his death. Dick started his great work ethic at an early age. He was the neighborhood paper boy and then helped bartend at the local family-owned Chippewa Falls bar, The Mint. Rumor is he may have served the locals at the ripe old age of 12, which I love, a 12-year-old bartender. That was like me at my grandparents' parties. I'm like, what can I get you?
Yeah, totally.
And then I was fucking throwing him back.
Yeah.
Dick's passion for service started with him joining the Army National Guard in 1955 till his honorable discharge in 1966. He served active duty at Fort Lewis, Washington from 1961 to 1962. He was very proud of his service to his country. He was a great supporter of local veterans celebrations and functions, and he was a proud member of the American Legion. At the age of 18 in 1956, Dick started his long and dedicated career as an optician with Benson's Optical, Eau Claire Optical, and Chippewa Valley Eye Clinic. I can't imagine your optometrist. I have an appointment with Dick Porn.
With a doctor porn, a porn
Dr.
star.
Dr. Porn. Dick's career spanned 70 years, and he was still working 2 full days a week until the time of his passing. Dick had many loyal customers who valued his professionalism, his great skills, and counterside manner. Dick was a great colleague and mentor to many coworkers through the years. While living on the west side, Dick and Carol's home was known as the gathering place for the neighborhood. Dick and Carol had an old-time bowling machine in the basement, which was enjoyed by all. Dick and Carol's house was the host to many gatherings, which included showers, graduations, and birthday parties. Christmas Eve was an important gathering for their family. When the grandkids were very young, Dick and Carol started a great tradition that continued for many years by having Santa and Mrs. Claus show up and hand out gifts. Dick and Carol could be found in the bleachers or in their favorite lawn chairs supporting their kids' and grandkids' sporting events, concerts, dance recitals, and piano recitals. They were so very proud of the family.
That name.
The name.
Like, hi, Dick Porn. Nice
Dick
to
Porn.
meet you.
A big part of Dick's life was volunteer. Well, you can imagine when I was trying to find the actual obituary, I had to Google Dick Porn, and
oh, honey, and got distracted.
Then it took me an extra 20 minutes.
Yeah.
A big part of Dick's life was volunteering and serving the community. He was a member of the Knights of Columbus, where he volunteered to help park cars at many events. He was also a proud, loyal member of the Elks Lodge 402 of Eau Claire, and he was more than just a member of the Elks. It was his second family. Dick worked steaks and fish fries. It's where he loved to sing karaoke, and he was voted Member of the Year, and he enjoyed a drink with his many special Elk members. His final act of community service and outreach was being an organ donor. Minnequaw was always a special place to Dick and Carol. Dick and Carol enjoyed staying at their timeshare with family and friends, and Dick continued to travel to Minnequaw even after Carol's death. While up north, he enjoyed his time with friends from the community at several of the local watering holes. Dick was also passionate about his favorite sports teams, the Packers, the Badgers, and the Brewers. Dick was also a great supporter of our local sports teams, from the Eau Claire Express to local high school sporting events. Dick had many activities he enjoyed through the years. He enjoyed dancing, horseshoes, bowling, playing cards, and cribbage tournaments with his sister-in-law, Connie. He attended many fairs, church picnics, and music festivals. But what Dick loved most was meeting and spending time with his family and friends. Dick was all about friendship and camaraderie. He was known far and wide at several establishments: Elks, Ray's Place, Schutzy's, the VFWs, and the West Side Bar, to name a few. This would prompt many selfies to be shared with the social media community. Dick had an incredible memory. He could meet you once and remember your name 5 years later. Well, I'll tell you this, anyone who met Dick Porn remembered his name for the rest of their lives.
Fully, yeah.
Dick's fan club were people of all ages, and he left a part of himself with everyone he met. He was a very humble person, and he was amazed at the love and respect he received. It lists his survived bys and his preceded in death, which was his parents and his wife and nephews and his brother-in-law.
Love him.
And then it lists all the visitation information. But obviously I saw the name Dick Porn. I'm like, okay.
Good
It sounds like
him.
a lovely man. Sounds like he was great with his community and his family. Just a good, solid dude. But with a name like Dick Porn, you're going to end up on obituary.
Yeah, totally. Totally. What a star.
I know. A porn star.
Love him.
Rest in peace, Dick Porn.
Rest in peace. I'd love to see that headstone.
I know. Oh, yeah. That's one that'll catch your eye at a cemetery.
Yep. Oh, yeah. God, love it. Okay, I have an obituary for another cool guy named Paul DeMartini. Paul passed away peacefully at the age of 83 on June 3rd, 2026 in Sacramento, California, with his son sharing his pillow and his daughter holding his hand. Paul was born in San Francisco to Clara and Edmund, but spent his childhood years in San Anselmo, California, where he enjoyed the spoils of Moron County. His words, not ours. After a couple of years of finishing school at the University of Kentfield, aka College of Marin, Paul graduated from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and joined the Air Force as an officer, where he served as a weapons director. Paul was a veteran of the Vietnam War and spent time stationed in Thailand, which provided a rich tapestry of stories, pictures, and odd collectibles for him to share with family over the years. Upon completing his service, he moved back to San Francisco and worked as a general contractor for decades. He also moonlighted as an expert connoisseur of San Francisco's sights and treasures, and regaled family and friends with his own unique tour of the city that included key locations from Dirty Harry movies and other places that he found interesting. He knew the city like no other. Paul was a hot rodder grease monkey, an avid cyclist, often hopping on his bike in construction work clothes at the end of the workday, and a prolific walker. He was well known for holding court at United Liquors Daily for many years. It was his cheers where he connected with friends, stopped in for coffee, not liquor, and bought candy for his grandkids and coins he let them fish out of fountains after force marching them through the Presidio for many entertaining hours.
Oh.
He was one of a kind, a most special man with an irreverent sense of humor, a great collection of witty t-shirts, and a full head of fluffy white hair to the end that earned him the moniker the Wolf Man from his son's friends. He accepted people for who they were, encouraged his kids and grandkids to do their best and appreciate the little things in life, and loved to share memorable stories. He frequently reminded us all to never ruin a good story with the truth, and, and often quipped, "How should I know?" when pressed for details. He loved roadsters, movies, survival stories, free samples, in fact, anything that was free, his truck, Lake Tahoe, being outside in the sun, and his friends and family. Paul poured his heart and soul into being a wonderful dad and grandpa. His smile, his grumpy old man, facial expressions, and funny commentary delighted us and the many loving people that knew and helped care for him in his final years. Then it goes into the preceded and survived by. But I just thought he was such a cute guy.
Oh, sweet.
Cutie.
All right. Well, not so sweet. We've got some sour folks to talk about. We have spun in our coffins.
We have bitched our obituaries.
It means it's time for some dumb
ass
criminals. All right. I have one from Fox 10 News, and surprise, surprise, it's in Florida.
Oh, who would have thought?
Ocala. No, I'll call ya. Ocala, Florida. Two 18-year-olds in Florida were arrested after driving a lawnmower into a Target store.
Oh, no.
Janex Skradek, 18, was arrested for driving a lawnmower through a Target store on Southwest College Road on Saturday, damaging a door. And Luke Charsky, also 18, recorded the stunt and was also arrested.
Oh, they probably thought they were hilarious.
The night before the Target stunt, Jaredek used a leaf blower inside a Culver's restaurant, the video shows. He was charged with criminal mischief and disorderly conduct at the Culver's incident and with disorderly conduct on the Target incident. Charsky was charged as a principal with disorderly conduct in the Target incident. Both of them were released from the Marion County Jail on bond. And here's the thing. I love somebody driving a lawnmower inside of a Target. Okay, I like it. But their whole thing was they were filming these to make videos. Hate that. And that's where you lose me.
That's where you lose.
Do dumb things for fun again. You know what I mean?
It's 1,000%. Be dared to do it. And nobody should know.
That was like the crazy thing of being young and riding around in shopping carts and the electric shopping carts and stuff. Like everyone was just dumb teenagers. It's fucking annoying. I would hate to work at a store that happened. Like it's one thing to just be a nuisance because you're being a fucking kid or teenager or whatever. Right. But it's another thing when you're just trying to film it because then it makes other people want to do it and it becomes a whole fucking a bigger problem for a lot of people.
It loses the humor too. It's so stupid.
It's kind of like if you tell everyone you did a nice deed,
it loses it.
It loses it. Yeah. It's like what we've talked about plenty of times when people are like doing things on social media like, waitress, pick a number between 1 and 10. It's like, don't make them be part of this. Just fucking give them a big fat tip if you want to do that. And you don't have to tell people.
Talk about it. You don't have to dehumanize people.
No.
Like it's gross. Well, good. Lock them up. Lock them up. I have been looking at wedding stuff because somebody's getting married here pretty soon.
I am so excited for you. You guys are going to love him.
Damn. Poor Cisco. We're always saying shit.
Cisco's the biggest shit talker, you guys, just so you know. So trust me, we get it back.
We're not worried. Oh my God, yeah. I was
tenfold.
And then when you two are together, I don't even want to be near it.
Yeah. Oh, we can go all night. That's actually my favorite thing. That's what I wish would be recorded. Me and Cisco talking about Madison.
Well, we talked about having them on the show.
Okay, yeah. Don't you guys think that'd be kind of fun? Neither of them will want to do it.
Yeah.
But we're going to try and force them. Maybe for like Valentine's Day or something. We can do an episode where we have them both there and like you guys can give them or you guys can have questions for them that you would want to know.
Yes. It'd be cool. It'd be fun.
They'd have to edit the shit out of that.
Get the divorce papers ready. Yeah.
Wait, we edit it so it's just every time it's their turn to talk, it just skips back to Men should be seen and not heard.
Okay, so I was laughing at this. This is from 1954, and it just feels like a fucking movie. But people were arrested. So stupid. Okay, this says, for a joke, a bride at her wedding feast grabbed a brandy bottle and pretended to drink from it. Outraged, her bridegroom slapped her face. The bride's sister slapped the bridegroom. Then the best man and the bride's father slapped each other.
Oh, shit.
When the police arrived, the 100 guests were all slapping each other.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
It happened in Lisbon, Portugal, said the bride to her weeping mother. My husband is a real man. But the police kept him in jail overnight for disorderly conduct. Could you imagine? They're all slapping each other.
Girl, slap me, you're getting an annulment is what you're getting.
Slap me? You're going straight
done.
to the cemetery.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not living with your corpse after I'm done with you.
No.
No, mama.
Unless it's to slap you every day. Just
yeah,
walk by.
actually. I'll unseal that room. Slap the shit out of you.
Oh my God. Well, that about wraps it up for the week. We'll be back next week, though. Don't you worry.
Don't you worry.
With some more coffin spinners.
And obituaries.
And dumb ass criminal.